Good afternoon. Welcome to Jonesboro Rotary. How are you? Middle of summer? Hot? Love it. Absolutely love it. Mr. Doug Doris is going to start us with our invocation today.
Okay. If you'll pray with me, Rotary prayer. Open our eyes so that we may see. Open our ears so that we may hear. Touch our hearts so that we may love. Clear our minds so that we may think. Strengthen our hands so we may live.
Thank you, Doug. So we have about 3 or 4 more member moments, but we're going to save that because Larry is back in town, guys. And we have got a presentation to make, and he is going to do it for us.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Larry.
Yeah, thank you. We talked a while ago about how much we owe the folks who take care of us here at the Flame, and we decided that, and not just to talk about it, but to offer thanks in terms of a couple of dollars or more for each. And Joe and Carol, and is Haley back there? Okay. Joe and Carol cook for us every week, and so I think we owe a special thanks to them. And can you guys come up? And you only have to say 10-15 minutes worth. Joe, thank you. We really appreciate what you do, Carol, what you do for us back there. We see you as you flash in and out and bring the food to us, but we enjoy it every day. Thanks so much. And we know that there are a number of different servers that help us at different times. And some have been here several times, some only once or twice. But would you take care of providing the books to them and money to them? And guys, let's give them. Tell Steve and Kathy, you know, we're thinking about it, but no, not yet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Larry. Felt it was more appropriate for you to do that. Since they were all
I
your last
appreciate
year.
you. Thank you.
As I was saying earlier, we've got 3 or 4 member moments left. Janice is here today to give hers. M&M's are melting in the car, but I'll give them to you next week. So anyway, Janice, can you please come up and
Sure. Okay. Hello, everybody.
Oh, you're so good.
I'm done. I was actually thinking that my late husband Jim would have died laughing when he read, if he had read the instructions 4 minutes. It'd have said, "Oh my dear, you can't say your name in 4 minutes." But I will do my best. I'll move fast. I'm a Lee County girl. I'm an Ulrich. My maiden name grew up right next to Charles Odom. That his little sister's was a good friend of mine all the way through school. So about his actually, a Rotary member actually lives in the old house I grew up in. Her daughter's being raised in the room I was. Good for her. As a kid, I remember 2 things. My dad was the local surgeon, and I remember Sundays being either wonderful or traumatic based on whether we were going on a house call and he was visiting somebody else, or we were swinging by his little office, which is now a parking lot across from the government building, to get shots for the summer, because that always happened on Sunday afternoon. So that and Buffalo Lake are my big memories of growing up in Sanford. Obviously went through the schools here. They say you can't come home again, but if you wait 45 years and haven't really pissed anybody off in the interim, you can.
Does that automatically delete the record?
And I managed to do that. Now, my elementary school's now condominiums. My middle school is, my junior high school is an art center, right? And the high school is still there, but the only thing that's still left that I remember was the band room. Went to Carolina with my high, went to Carolina with my high school sweetheart. I will just confess, I got my stupid over with really early. We got married, went to college together, then Vietnam came along, and one child, and that war later, we were kaput, and my parents were right. Don't you hate it when that happens? Don't you just hate it when that happens? So, I came back to Sanford to teach school. I'm an educator by career, and came back to teach school at then Sanford Central High School, and helped integrate and all that sort of stuff. It was certainly entertaining. Now, I went to high school there when Paul Gay was actually the coach, not the stadium, and Packer was also the basketball coach and not the gymnasium. So, I mean, that was back in the day when those people really were doing their jobs. And not just being honored for their jobs. I went back to Carolina as a single mama with a baby, and mainly to get my act together and stay for my master's, wasn't finished, stayed for my PhD. That is honest goodness why I have those advanced degrees. As time progressed, the very same day that I got offered a job for a professorship at an assistant professorship at a local university, I also got a marriage proposal. Well, I have asked myself from time to time, did I make the right decision? But I did. I took the marriage proposal, and that was married then to my husband for 38 years before he passed away last fall. So after that, I entered the realm of, just what educators do, teachers, assistant principal, central office. I was a local school superintendent up in Granville County, and that's when I became a Rotarian. Because there was great pride at that point in time. That particular civic club had anybody in that small community that they thought had any kind of career position in the community. So it was you just joined. And so the honest to goodness reason that I joined that was because they said, the school board. And oh, by the way, you are a Rotarian. And I said, works for me. And actually loved it. Left Granville County and went to the state agency where I was deputy state superintendent. And then I was state superintendent when they could not seat June Atkinson because of a conflicting election. That is an elected position, and I was not particularly interested in that, but I got my fill. 6 months was plenty. Retired from the state with my 30 years minus however many sick leave days I had. On the day I retired, went to work for a public-private partnership with the Gates Foundation in the state of North Carolina. And I only tell you that because your local early college high school was one of our designs that we put in. That's the work that we did, and we did it pretty much all over the country. Formed my own little consulting business and traveled a good deal, working in schools and like the school redesign and STEM structures, trying to get schools to really focus on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And did a lot of work with big main projects down in the Rio Grande Valley in Texas and in Colorado and Denver, state of Massachusetts, although they did not need any. They were really putting in STEM schools. They didn't need any reform. They were doing very well. And various other places. Chicago, but can I just tell you, not a son of girl, Chicago was not a good fit for me. They looked at me, of course, the Northeast looked at me like I was from a foreign country too, but that was actually to my advantage with this deep Southern accent. They think you're stupid. They really think you're stupid. And then when it turns out you're a hell of a lot smarter than they are, it always works. Particularly for women, it always works in your favor. I have found that to be a great kind of thing. So I have 3 daughters. My oldest is a radiation oncologist out in Colorado. She has 3 daughters. My middle daughter's an attorney down in Atlanta, and she also has 3 children, the oldest of which is a son. My youngest is a stay-at-home mom. She was my only educator. Stay-at-home mom, and she lives in Durham. One of my grandchildren is Chinese, and I have 2 Ethiopian grandchildren. So we have a very international family. What do you not know about me? I'm a horsewoman. I've just gotten a new horse. I'm very excited about that. And enjoy that. One of the things I didn't tell you is I did get, money kind of ran out nationally. Education kind of ebbs and flows with politics. So I formed my own nonprofit because I could get grant money, but I needed to be a 501c3, and I could not find any organization in the state of North Carolina that would let me flow through money without messing with my work. And I wasn't going to mess with my work, so I just formed my own. That has ended. When Jim got sick, I really thought I would be at home and looking after him and stuff, and so I had already told my board I would give that up, and I did. So now I've just, this past month, I've been gone because I've cranked back up my own little consulting business and had some jobs all over the country. Just returning yesterday, the last flight out of Chicago before the storms, on my way home from Portland, Oregon. So my biggest wow moment has to be, you know, when you have kids. You have to say that. Although, you want to know the truth? I have 3 daughters. My biggest wow moment was the Christmas after the 3rd wedding, 3 years in a row, and I realized we weren't having another wedding that June. That was the biggest friggin' raise I have ever gotten in my life. Anyway, glad to be here. Moved back to Sanford. Mother is still living. She's in the Alzheimer's dementia unit at Parkview. She's 99. Needed to come home. I really thought I was coming home to be able to look after her. Turns out the good Lord was looking after me, and glad to be here.
Wow.
Was that fast?
Just under 4.
Was it?
Yeah.
See? He's rolling over.
Thank you, Janet. And I have a daughter getting married in September.
Genius.
Could you kind of give me a budget, or?
Well, whatever it is, add 25 to it, you'll be good. No, I'm just teasing.
Well, I've sent my part in.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm just waiting for we need a little more.
Oh, yeah. It'll come. Or it'll come after the fact. It's like, whoops,
Yeah.
you're not paying for that.
That is true. Oh, thank you. And I love the international family that you have. That's so cool.
It's very cool.
And so, I would love to meet your
Yeah, bring
kids.
the kids.
They're smart
Neat kids.
There's like a claim.
Let's see what else we got going on here. We have got the August 7th baseball game coming up in Greensboro. We have a challenge sheet going around somewhere. But we need to have that completed next week so we can get the tickets in. We've got to have that in by the 26th. It'll be a good, fun day to go sit and watch baseball.
What day of the week is that?
It's Sunday. Sunday afternoon, 4 o'clock is game time. 3 o'clock is when all the pregame festivities start. They're going to have supposedly 1,000 tickets for Rotarians. That'll be there. The international president will be there. And I just can't think of a better way to sit out in 98-degree weather and watch baseball. But that's how you're supposed to watch baseball. So anyway, hope everybody can.
And there's a Homeowners Society dinner that Monday night. Did you get a note, David? And Jim, did you see it?
Yes.
Are you guys gonna go?
Yes.
David?
So that
Is that
is,
Monday night?
Monday night, the 8th, at the Proximity Hotel. I was going to get
Yeah,
to that.
right. That's a beautiful.
I've got the.
you don't plan on going?
Okay.
I've got the agenda for the international president as he comes into town. He's not going to make it to Sanford. He's going to be at the Winston-Salem area on Monday with 7 of their clubs and the director of the Second Harvest Food Bank. He's going to be in Mount Airy with 4 clubs And in the afternoon, he's gonna be in Greensboro and meeting with 8 clubs. So we really just wanna show up those clubs, so it's sad for him not coming down here, so. Van, after you get finished eating, would you like to get up and
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
tell us what's happening?
Well, we have a bunch of makeups, and we want to recognize those people for making up. David Spivey, Chris, and Yvonne had a meeting at the Steel Pig, and they were discussing Rotary, so we're giving them a makeup. And
Is it the truth?
we got Janice Davis and somebody else on, Kevin Kirkman on YouTube. All right, way to go.
You
Makeup.
know, wait a minute, I did 2 makeups on YouTube, mentioned it to Jay, and he said, well, I'm not gonna get them, cause all your emails get deleted.
But you're no longer president, they got
Is that an announcement or a brag?
It's just what it is.
All right, what it is. Well, I'm getting some report going here, Larry. Why don't you tell us about your 2-week trip up north?
It was really terrific. My son was married in the Adirondacks. We were out of touch for everything. There was no communication, there was no water, there was no electricity, and it was a formal wedding. It was just family, about 35 of us, I think, gathered up there. And I've never seen anything like it. And the photographers, they had 3 different photographers, 1 video and 2 regular photographers. And these folks were running around taking their own stock film because it was so beautiful that they were just taking pictures of the creek and the water and the woods around it. Then we went over to see my brother. Then we went to see the Cleveland Indians lose. You saw them win, didn't you, in Cincinnati? I saw them lose.
I saw him win in Cleveland, I saw him win in Cincinnati. You have bad timing.
Well, all I can think of is that they were tired after all those games, that 19-inning game that they had. Anyway, it was a lot of fun.
Thank you, Larry. Okay, I provided everybody with a Rotary Club raffle Pots of Gold summary. As you'll see, we sold 775 tickets that were sold, paid for, and accounted for. That was $15,495 less our expenses. We gave away, it cost us $5,750, netting us $9,794.50. Let's give ourselves a big round of applause. Now, compared to last year, we're right about in the same range, if you ask me. Last year, we netted $10,625, less our food and drink and some of the food and the tickets and the beverages and stuff like that, which I think amounted to about $830. But I think it's about the same, really. I mean, because it cost us more last year to do the raffle because we had to rent a venue and we provided meals for everybody and beverages. So really, I think that the Pots of Gold was a very good success. Even though it was the first year getting started with it, it wasn't something we were familiar with. But I think we did a pretty darn good job. I'm real happy. Okay, meow. Okay. I thought I was the big top salesman. Oh no. Let's give a big round of applause for Larry, because he's up there. I want to recognize Robert Gilliland with 62, Jim Miller with 34, and Bob McConville with 29. Thank you, everybody, for selling all your tickets. I sold 93, but Larry, he went way over 120 or something like that. I don't know. He's way up there, way past me. But again, I think it was a great success. I'm glad it's over with right now. We'll get a little breathing room here for the next round or whatever. But also, too, I don't know how this all happened, but Amber Cameron, the past president from the Sanford Club, got this postcard, and it's from the North Carolina Department of Transportation, and it's addressed to the Stanley Rotary Club. Now, how in the world she got this, I have no idea. But what it basically is the Stanley Club, which is now the Jonesboro Club, had adopted a highway, and it's contract 0123 in the county of 52. It says, thank you for being a part of the AAH program. Please call me as soon as possible. I've been trying to contact you by phone. Your AAH agreement has expired. If I do not hear from you, it may be necessary to make the road available for adoption by another group, or, this is when we got checked, if you are no longer active in this program or your contact person has changed, let me know, or other. And it says, cleanup times are required 4 times a year. Our records show that your last reported pickup was done on 4/28/2001. So
That's a dirty road.
This is dated 6/24/16. So
We need a bulldozer.
I don't know. You know, at one time, a long time ago, we used to do the Clearwater Forest area. We had a little section over there for a number of years, and then we let it go or something like that. Is this something that we might want to take on? You know, doing the little cleanup.
Where is it?
That I don't know.
It's basically from
Stanley.
Palomino
Never heard of it.
down to south towards the intersection on this side of the road.
It's
What?
on US one?
US one, yeah.
Oh.
So if we want that placard to be standing up there, we better do something about it. They're going to take it down and put somebody else's name up there. I don't know.
see it.
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
I've seen it, I've seen it.
Where is it?
That's because you're going 70 miles an hour there.
I drive that several times a day, and I don't
It's
know.
there,
I've
it's
seen
there.
it.
So anyways, that's something that I think that we need to take into consideration. Say either we're going to continue to do it, and, you know, like it says 4 times a year. Well, you know,
Is there a deadline to that response?
no, it didn't say anything like that. But
Since it's taken them 15 years to contact us.
I don't know what happened to their records, because I know what they're doing.
I couldn't believe it when I said that. I saw that 2001 date. I'm thinking that's 15 years ago. That was, you know.
They were deleting some.
I did it a bunch of times. I mean, I didn't live here in 2001.
I think Sanford should do
Maybe we can do it.
it. Give it to the
Both of
Sanford.
Okay.
I just tell you that that's probably not a very good area to keep long-term with all the work the DOT is getting ready to do through there. So if you really want to adopt a highway and stay in the program, you want to, I would say that we need to go somewhere there's a lot safer
Yeah.
How about
in
my
that area.
neighborhood?
That's a terrible area.
If only one person has seen the sign, we're not getting much out of the signage.
And it's probably a good thing because we haven't been cleaning it up.
Okay, well, that's just something that my brother passed on to me, and I'm passing on to the club. So we'll have to make some kind of a judgment on that in the
Just check the
future.
other and say their club is called Mayor, send you another one.
You want the postcard?
No,
You want to go? Okay. Does anybody else have any announcements to make today? Come forward to club at this time. Charles, yes.
I'd like to say that I invested $400 in a box of gold tickets. And I had one son that won 100, another son that won 250, and a grandson that won 500. I wish I could do that good in the market.
Hey, we appreciate that donation, let me tell you. And you gotta enter to win. You know, if you don't enter, you don't have a chance to win. So, you know, you gotta get the tickets and you gotta sell them. How about any brags today? Has anybody got anything they're proud of? Yes, Mr. Martin.
Yeah, I'll brag on the hospital here, the emergency room, and I'll brag on the war facility for electrocardiograms. You guys did a great job.
All right. How about any other brags? Nope. Okay. Back to you, David.
Thank you you, Van.
It's my pleasure.
And Charles, we have decided, I'll bring it up next board meeting. Now, next year, it'll be the Charles Odom Pots of Gold. Be good. Jeff's got to leave. He has a meeting to go to, and so he wants to go ahead, we'll go ahead and do the drawing for today.
Six, 7400118.
0018.
Oh, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Larry.
Not again.
Again.
$36 too for such
Way
a
to go,
small
Larry.
crowd.
Your salesmanship.
I should get a commission or something.
Ballpark.
Congratulations, Larry.
Thank you very much.
Today,
Thank you, Jeff.
yes, thank you very much.
See you, Jack. Take care, Jeff.
Today's speaker was going to be Kevin Parsons. No, Keith Parsons. Kevin's his brother. Keith is the son of the late Benny Parsons, who was a NASCAR driver who was just inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame this year. Due to vacations and things of that nature, he was not able to leave work today. And so we have rescheduled him as a standby for August the 4th, and if not, then sometime in August. So I apologize that he's not here today. Doug and I kind of racked our brains this week to figure out who to get, and there really weren't a whole lot of people available. So what I have decided to do, I made that executive decision with Lola, my dog, that we have John Spillman, our new district governor, is for his idea for the next 3 years is the RUSH project, Rotary United to Stop Hunger. And so when we were at the district conference in West Virginia, they showed a video about child hunger. And so I was going to show that to you guys today to kind of give you an idea of what's going on with that and what we're going to do as far as our project goes. If I can get this sound to work, being Mr. Technology here, then we might have a video. If not, you might have to relive it. So, let me see if I can pull this up and get it working.
Mr. Technology.
Well, you just facilitate.
See, I think
There you go.
There you go.
I got very much hold of it. Sorry about that. Oh, so it doesn't.
You can get the sound on the
Just
machine
turn
turned
her
up.
off.
Sound's coming out here.
Yes, click it.
Click back on the speaker signal. We'll see.
Yeah, there should be a,
See where you
Click on
put
that.
the, yeah, there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Can y'all hear
there's
that?
sound on the lower right too.
Is there?
You were an older club.
That's better. For me?
The sound is better, the visual.
Well, the camera wasn't off, I just needed it.
Uh-oh. You did it again.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm sticking my finger in the dike here.
try another hole.
There you go.
Yay!
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Good. You want to start over?
Don't touch it.
I didn't, I moved it.
Andy really made me look good, I'm glad.
you hear next.
Just move.
Huh?
Don't touch it.
What's your favorite food ever? This is salad, mac and cheese, pancakes, and popcorn. My dad's steak pizza, so good. What food do you dislike most? I hate cheese, vegetables, spinach, tomatoes.
What's a basic
I don't eat it at all. What do you do when someone gives you food you don't like? Labels it until it got cold. I'll say, hey, what's that? They look that way. Because if it was gross, why would I want to eat it? Did you know that 1 out of every 5 kids doesn't have enough food to eat? 1 out of 5.
Can you turn the bag around and look at the other side?
I didn't know it was in America. I don't know what to say there. Pig finger fry. That's a lot of kids. It's kind of unfair because some people have too much stuff and some people have too little. For me, I only visit lunch. And if that's a meal that I'm missing, I would feel very disappointed. It makes me feel like, what are we going to do to fix this? What is something we can do to help fight hunger together?
So over there we have a wall with tons of ideas, and we want to add your idea to the wall.
Kid could think, oh, that's not possible, or oh, I'm too young to do this. But it is possible, and you're not too young to do it. Donate money as much as I can. Make Thanksgiving every day. We should all get a group and try to find the foods that would be easiest to give, and we can take the food to homes where they don't have food. That's a small way to have a big impact. Post video about children not being able to eat. Everyone brings canned food, and they build a big fort, and then they donate all the canned food, and then they can have everything for free. There was a machine that can make food, my machine changed it to a jar to find kids being hungry. The tiniest ripples make the biggest waves. If all the kids in the world got together and did something big, they could impact the whole world.
I'm not sure what next one is.
Pretty interesting.
I think we did the candle part, yeah.
You're kicking us out?
More subscribers you have, the more security you get. And nobody has more subscribers than Jim Paul.
I'd love to.
You wanna get out of that?
I would love to.
Escape.
Escape.
Try to escape.
I don't even have that. I don't have anything, no program.
Please don't send me to a technology conference. Just that red X in the corner.
Well, you had to escape to get out of the big view.
Gotcha.
That's
Gotcha.
Rex.
Unplug the computer out of the source and you can take your background off.
That was my best picture.
If you want the background.
You got it?
Shut it down.
Okay, now I totally flub that up.
Well, that was a member moment.
Couple of them.
And thank you for making me look really good.
Don't get it.
Think it's gonna keep the M&Ms.
Did I tell you?
These people, you heard.
They're still warm.
Did I tell you how much I love this club? It is, I'm telling you, it is the best entertainment of the week.
It is true.
It is, it really is. That is what we we saw when we were at Green Bar. And so they had a little grant. We pay $100 and they give us $300. And so we sent in our little application for it. And so what we're gonna do, they all want us to do it around August the 7th and 8th. And that wasn't gonna happen because, again, we didn't want to show up at Greensboro close. So we wanted to not travel as much and stay up there. So, so we're going to take that money, buy a pallet of food, and Larry, you want to continue more on this? Since
Yeah,
you're a little more aware of that.
$400 will buy a pallet of food for COC, and that's about 2,000 pounds. And 2,000 pounds at COC is the equivalent of maybe 1 or 2 days worth of feeding the people that come in. It's not an awful lot, but they realize it's not an awful lot of money that they're putting up. I'm kind of surprised the way they did it. I thought it was going to be 50-50, but they're really saying the district wants to really get you clubs involved, so we're going to do 75% and ask you to do 25%. But what they're saying is, if you get our money, if you get district money, then you're going to be donating an hour a month for every club member throughout the year in some capacity for breadbasket, CUOC, whatever you want to do. We do that a lot anyway, so it shouldn't be that difficult, but we'll have to formalize it a little bit more. And one of the things that I think we can do, and John, I don't know whether we can make a community event out of this or not, but since John Jerem can't come down here, the president of Rotary International on the 7th or 8th, the district leaders involved in this program said they'll come whenever we decide to put some kind of an event together. And since COC is taking over Backpack Pals, which is going to be later on in August, we thought that might be the thing. If COC could let us volunteer to put packs together at the end of August when school comes back in. The district leaders will come down for that, and maybe we could get the community leaders to be a part of it and make a really big splash of this in the newspaper and radio and TV and stuff like that. And then continue it on throughout the year to support it. John was astounded when he found out that the hunger situation for children is worse in North Carolina than it is in any other state in the Union. And when he realized that, he said, that's going to be our theme. And then he talked to the district governors in the next 2 years and said, can you carry this on? I want it to start, but I'd like it to continue. So Rush will continue for at least the next 3 years. I think it's a wonderful program. I think it's something we really need.
You're kicking us out?
More subscribers you have, the more security your bank get. And nobody has more subscribers than Chip Paul.
I'd love to. You want to get out of that?
I would love to.
Now
Escape.
there's nobody to do
Escape.
Try to escape.
I don't even have that. I don't have anything, no program.
Please don't send me to a technology conference. Just that red X in the corner.
Well, you had to escape to get out of the big view.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Relax.
Unplug the computer out of the source and you take your background off.
That was my best picture.
If you want the background.
You got it?
Shut it down.
Okay, now I totally flubbed that up.
Well, that was a member moment.
Couple of them.
And thank you for making me look really good.
The bacon's gonna keep the M&Ms.
Did I tell you?
You people, you heard it.
They're still warm.
Did Can I tell you how much I love this club? It is, I'm telling you, it is the best entertainment of the week.
It is true.
It is, it really is. Anyway, that is what we saw when we were at Greenbar. And so they had a little grant. We pay $100 and they give us $300. And so we sent in our little application for it. And so what we're going to do, they all want us to do it around August the 7th and 8th. And that wasn't going to happen because, again, we didn't want to show up at Greensboro close. So we wanted to not travel as much and stay up there. So, so we're going to take that money, buy a pallet of food. And Larry, you want to continue more on this? Since
Yeah,
you're a little more aware of that.
$400 will buy a pallet of food for COC, and that's about 2,000 pounds. And 2,000 pounds at COC is the equivalent of maybe 1 or 2 days worth of feeding the people that come in. It's not an awful lot, but they realize it's not an awful lot of money that they're putting up. I'm kind of surprised the way they did it. I thought it was going to be 50-50, but they're really saying the district wants to really get you clubs involved, so we're going to do 75% and ask you to do 25%. But what they're saying is, if you get our money, if you get district money, then you're going to be donating an hour a month for every club member throughout the year in some capacity for breadbasket, CUOC, whatever you want to do. We do that a lot anyway, so it shouldn't be that difficult, but we'll have to formalize it a little bit more. And one of the things that I think we can do, and John, I don't know whether we can make a community event out of this or not, but since John Jerem can't come down here, the president of Rotary International on the 7th or 8th, the district leaders involved in this program said they'll come whenever we decide to put some kind of an event together. And since COC is taking over Backpack Pals, which is going to be later on in August, we thought that might be the thing. If COC could let us volunteer to put packs together at the end of August when school comes back in. The district leaders will come down for that, and maybe we could get the community leaders to be a part of it and make a really big splash of this in the newspaper and radio and TV and stuff like that. And then continue it on throughout the year to support it. John was astounded when he found out that the hunger situation for children is worse in North Carolina than it is in any other state in the Union. And when he realized that, he said, that's going to be our theme. And then he talked to the district governors in the next 2 years and said, can you carry this on? I want it to start, but I'd like it to continue. So Rush will continue for at least the next 3 years. I think it's a wonderful program. I think it's something we really need. It's not anything that's new to our club, because we do this kind of work all the time. It's just probably a little bit more formal and maybe a little more reporting. But I think we're going to try to shoot for the end of August and work with COC. Dan Harrington at COC is organizing this project. He's already got a lot of volunteers. I mean, many, Kevin, you probably know a lot of them that came with the program originally are just switching over and working with CUOC. So we're going to add our support to it, and we'll work with Dan and see if we can, at least for that one day, make a big deal out of it. They put together 350 packs, I think, every week, every Thursday. So we may not have a meeting that August Thursday, August Thursday.
Larry, they usually start packing around 10.
10?
Yeah, that's when they normally pack about 10. And the way they got it on rotation, it doesn't take very long to do it, but they actually put it on rotation. You take one bag and you go down the line. You drop the bag. Just keep going, you just keep going around and around and around. That's all
some talk about changing it from backpack to some other kind of bag.
Well, see, actually, we used to have the backpacks that we got for donations, but the kids started not bringing their backpacks back to school.
Yeah.
I mean, to the school so they can go back, and they were using them for other things. We don't know exactly what they're used for, but what they do now is they pack them in grocery bags.
Yeah, that's what I understood. It's gonna be grocery backpack.
Yeah, it's just a little grocery bag what they pack in now.
Well, it's a wonderful idea.
It is.
And it's something that fits really well with what we do.
Back to that grant, now you said the club contributes 100 and the district contributes how much?
300.
And is there, are we limited to contributing just 100?
Pardon?
Are we limited to contributing just 100?
Well, for this particular grant, yeah, that's all
Okay,
you
this
can
grant,
do.
they'll only let you contribute
Yeah,
100. Okay.
right. Yeah, obviously it's district funds, so you may, because we thought about the same thing when we were at the conference. Okay, we'll throw in 1,000. You gonna give us?
Yeah.
No, we don't have that much money.
Piggybacking on that, what I would like for us to do is, and I would like to start it the day that Spillman comes on August the 18th. I would like for us to have our own food drive. And what I was thinking was when we went to the district conference up there, they just told us to bring $10 worth of canned goods. Well, when I went out, and I go to the grocery store so often, when I went out and just perused the aisles and $10, it's a pretty good amount of food. I mean, it really is. Canned goods, I mean, you get 10 can items or whatever. So, but on the 18th of August, I would like for us to bring in a bag of food, $10 worth of food. If, you know, 5, whatever you want to do, but 10's the max. So just bring in that day, at least we can show him that we're making a club effort to support the CUOC or wherever we can do that.
And, yeah, I think from there on in, what we ought to do is what San Lee did. I mean, every month, San Lee brought a little bit of peanut butter or
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, I was thinking, right,
We ought to get into a routine.
And I was thinking about doing it quarterly as opposed to every month, but I mean, that's, it's just an idea that I was thinking about and throwing it out there. But anyway, that's kind of what this project's all about, and this is kind of what I think, you know, we can do to help all that. Next week, Doug's got next week. She was coming next week, but Senator Reagan's coming next week on the 18th or 28th, I think. And hopefully the 4th, we've got. We hope Barry Saunders will be with us. Barry's a writer for the Writers Observer. He has a column every week. I grew up with him down at Rockingham. He's a hoot. He's a good family friend of ours. So I'm hoping he'll be here. If not that day, then hopefully Keith will make it. So anyway, and Doug's got a list of others that are coming along. So we're looking forward to that. So does anybody else have anything they would like to get off their chest or speak or? Dr. Jan.
Well, whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. This is, I just went to a shelter box review on the website and with the folks, and they're getting ready to give presentations. By the way, Mr. Silman, I get 4 makeups.
Yes,
Tuesday
sir.
morning, I got up at 4 o'clock, drove up to Greensboro Airport, and by the time I got, I've got 4 hours in this week. So I've got 4 Rotary Club meetings plus, no, I'm just kidding. But anyway, the fact of the matter is, Shelterbox is overwhelmed with Syria, Niger, Cameroon. They have basically spent 75% of their budget in the first 5 months, their annual budget that they basically programmed that they could do. And because of the displaced people due to, you know, insurrections, riot, you know, whatever's going on in Cameroon, Niger, and we all know what that, you know, what's going on in Syria. Is that every time they see the UN or whomever's decide, you know, sets up a camp for Syrian refugees, somebody comes in and wipes out, you know, invades the camp, and they have to move again. So they're constantly moving. So I can't tell you the amount of time and energy, etc., that we've spent with Syrian refugees. And as you can appreciate, we can't go. Shelter Box SRT cannot go, so we have to use intermediaries. I don't know if I told you the story about how we got tents and cooking utensils, etc., into a Syrian camp across the Turkish border. We bought a truckload of equipment, unbranded equipment, in the Netherlands, drove it to the Turkish border, unhooked the trailer, and left. And in the dark of the night, they snuck across the border, hooked up the tent, and took it back to a refugee camp that was in Sanford. So anyway, to make a long story short, I don't want to bore you all. You all know that I'm a shelter box fanatic. So what I've decided is that we're going to pass the bucket until Christmas, and whatever you put in, I'm going to match.
Thank you, Jimbo.
Jim, you may have to go back to work.
All right, anything else for the good of the Jonesboro Rotary Club today, or Rotary in general? If not, Mr. Aiken, will you lead us?
Before we pass the things we think, say, or do, first.
It is the truth. It is fair to all concerned. Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, this matching campaign only goes to the end of the year. It's not